My name's Steve Pullinger. I'm originally from Kent in England, and I volunteer here talking to asylum seekers and local people mostly on the telephone or Zoom. Well, I have volunteered in the past, sometimes here in the UK, but mostly overseas where I've lived a lot of the time. And I got back into it here because of the pandemic, actually. I sort of become a bit complacent, and I realised that I had time and I should be volunteering. So that's how I got into volunteering for you guys. No, I mean, it's all very positive. I feel that in a small way I am able to help people, even if it's mostly sort of talking and listening, empathetically. But, it gives me personal satisfaction. It makes me feel good, for sure. And I suppose, some of the people I talk to here are quite isolated. Not so much the asylum seekers, because a lot of them live together and they interact a lot together. But that isolation we could all identify with during COVID, and I sort of, I felt a bit isolated myself. So, there was a sort of some connection there, I guess, yeah. So, some initial training that was very useful in sort of both areas. So, how to talk with people seeking asylum and for people with mental health issues. And then I've had some more training offered by you, which was the mental health first aid. That was quite intense and also quite helpful, because it's, it is harder dealing with people with those kind of issues, I think. And not that there isn't a crossover. There are certainly some of the asylum seekers have got some mental health issues because of the lifestyle they've been forced to pursue. As you know, each interaction I send in a report, and you usually get back on that. So I'm saying I find that helpful, that some things that are challenging, you're able to offer support on. There have been, some people are easier than others. Some people, it's not a challenge. Some can be quite challenging. So the feedback from those reports, and then being able to talk to you on the phone, I don't feel like I lack support. And that's a good thing. Yeah, you guys are professionals. We're just doing it as a volunteer. Oh, I would say, give it a try, because it is rewarding. You can spend as much or as little time as you want on it, so it's not like you're going to be overwhelmed. Some things are challenging, it's for sure, but I found that to be in a good way. And I think that, just as I said, with being able to chat with people, being able to listen, bit of empathy, you will help somebody more than you perhaps realise, and you will feel a lot of satisfaction yourself. And, it gets you to interact with people that you wouldn't otherwise. As I've said before, with the asylum seekers, I have sympathy with them. I've lived in some of the countries that they come from, but it's different when you're talking to people, you're part of their lives, you're maybe, signalling them or sending them to services or that will help them via you. That's different to reading about it in the paper. You realise that this just isn't statistics and people in the newspaper.